Hello. Today the topic is thrusting. So although this arming sword style from Cassani, the old days doesn't use any thrusts, those are quite easy to add once you understand how the cutting works. So here we are using the circle principle, meaning that the sword will always move in a bigger or smaller circle, and we will be just manipulating the direction of the circle to make all the necessary cuts. And in this case, the thrusts. So the basic idea is that every cut we make can also be converted into a thrust. So every cut we make can also be converted into a thrust. So what does this mean? So it means that if we are, for example, striking from our right shoulder, this basic downward cut over here, bang, we can also do it as a thrust. It's a downward thrust. So how is this done? And for example, then if you're cutting upward from here from my lower right, something like this, bang, very easy upward cut, we can also thrust. So it means that we hit the opponent with the point of the weapon. And we are still using the circle principle over here. So from the front, if I'm cutting up, it looks like this. So this is the upward cut. So if I just rotate, this is the upward cut. Upward cut. But now if I change it to a thrust, it looks like this. See, my hand is still doing the circle. So what happens? So the key to understanding this is this movement, palm up, palm down, palm up, palm down. So now if I grab the sword, it looks like this. So from the side, we are just turning the sword with the wrist. So this movement is the one that you use to select, are you going in with the cut or are you going in with the thrust? Just this movement. So let me explain. So for example, let's take this upward cut from the right. So when I start the cut here, my palm is facing up, more or less. It's not exact science. So it means that the front edge of my sword is now coming at you. So this is the cut with the front edge. There it goes. Of course you can repeat that. But if at this point I'm actually turning the sword in such a way that my palm is now pointing down, more or less, otherwise everything stays the same, now I will hit you with the point of the sword. So it's a thrust. So then it looks like this. Thrust, and now it's a cut. Cut, cut, palm down, thrust, thrust. Now I put palm up, it's a cut again. See? So you can quite easily select that what you want to do. So it depends on what kind of opening do you have, what you want to hit. And this applies now to all four corners. So if we cut upward from the left, so now my palm is pointing down. So it will come out as a cut with the front edge, right? So here we go. This is the circle again. I'm cutting with the front edge. But now if I here decide to turn my palm up, so it's now pointing up, this will come out as a thrust. So it's then something like this. Now it hits with the tip. And my palm is up. But if I put my palm down, it comes out as a cut. Okay, so now we have the low angle. So you can cut, cut, or thrust, 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 thrust. Really simple. What about the high angles? So we already went through this one. Same story. If I'm cutting here, my palm is pointing up. It's a cut with the front edge. But if I decide to turn my palm down, now it becomes a thrust, downward thrust with the tip. So just by turning your wrist somewhere here and you keep going, then it's a downward thrust. So it's like a bang. This is sometimes very useful thrust. For example, if you try to go over opponent's shield or something. So it looks like from the side, it looks like. So if this would be the cut, this would be the thrust. And the movement is otherwise about the same. But if I now do it like a cut, thrust, pretty much the only thing is that the palm is facing down, and now the palm is facing up. And the last one is this corner over here. So if this would be the cut, what we are doing. Now we go in, palm down, it comes out as a cut. But if I then put palm up, it becomes a thrust. This is a little bit tricky thrust to pull off, but you can still do it if you want. Sometimes it might be useful to do it, of course, because it can lead to other technique. Okay, so to recap, palm up, palm down movement. You can use that to control if you are cutting or if you are thrusting. So it really is that simple. So cut, thrust. So then again, cut, thrust. You can do cut or thrust. It's just that. It's not complicated. So that's why I say that every cut can be converted into a thrust. So depending on now what your style is, what you want to do, you can always select if you want to cut or a thrust. So it's up to you. Depends on what you want. Okay, until next time.